3, Tombstone Actual. What's your 20?
Tombstone Actual. Inbound from the north. Coming in hot. Requesting cover fire on my retreat.
We got you. Record, get up here. Get ready.
You got my ass?
I've got some Battlefield 4 gameplay for you. No multiplayer just yet, only the campaign. But this is what I got to see when I flew to San Francisco this week. I was at the event that showcased this gameplay. And look at this guy taking out these dogs. He punched that dog to death. It's just got real. He punched that dog to death. Now, if you're interested in watching the full 17 minutes of this with cutscenes and everything, there's going to be a link in the description and an annotation on the screen. It'll take you to the official Battlefield page and you can watch it. But I want to give my thoughts on everything. The first thing I noticed was the grenade throw. It's just like Battlefield 3. And actually, before I talk about that, look at that right there. He has an ACOG scope, but he's also aiming with an iron sight. I think that's new. I don't think you could do that in Battlefield 3. Could you? If you could, leave it down in the description, but I don't remember having an iron sight attached like that on the side so that you could alternate in between the two. I don't remember ever being able to turn my gun to the side like he did to aim like that. I don't know. I mean, if that's already been in the game, then let me know in the comments section. Say, give that guy a manual. That was in the game before, Smooth. So let me give my impressions of this gameplay. Let me start with the bad. Let's get the bad news out of the way. The first thing I don't like is the way that you throw grenades. It's just like Battlefield 3. We saw in the opening clip where he chucked a grenade. It's going to be the same thing where you just press a button and he throws it. You're not going to be able to manually throw your grenades, manually cook them, and then throw it and get the timing perfect. You're just going to have to throw it, hope it rolls over to your enemy, and it gets the kill. And I don't like that. I feel like if you could manually cook it, it would be more precise and you could get more kills with the grenade by doing that. But that way it kind of gives the enemy a chance to get away, run away, because you can't cook it properly. So that's the first thing that I don't like, that it's just going to be the same as Battlefield 3. But this sequence right here is what I love about Battlefield and the series. And in this game is that destructible environments, you can just destroy whatever's there on the map. And nothing is safe. You can blow through everything just like you're seeing here. When we finally get some multiplayer footage, that's going to be great because we're going to be able to see that it's going to be similar to Battlefield 3. I think the explosions and the way things crumble, I think all of that is going to be done much better because you can see it here in the campaign footage, and there's going to be more destruction coming up. I'm cutting up all the good clips. You're going to see buildings falling. You're going to see explosions, helicopters scraping the ground, blowing up, all kinds of destruction. And in the multiplayer, when you're playing online, you're playing against other people, the environment is going to destroy differently. You know, you might play one game and that building, somebody took it down. Then the next time you play on that map, maybe they didn't take it down, or maybe that fence was there last time. The next game, somebody took down the fence. It really just depends on what the people in your game are doing. Now, let me get back to some things that I don't like. When I first saw this footage and I saw that the mini map was in the bottom left-hand corner again, I don't like that. And I feel like it would be much better if it's on the top left or even the top right, because mentally it's easier to look there for a mini map than it is to look down. And I don't have any kind of scientific evidence. It's not like I've done extensive research that says, hey, when the mini map is in the top left, you can actually see it and focus more and pay attention more. I don't have any concrete evidence like that, but for me, that's just much better. I think it's more natural to look up to see the mini map than it is to look down. And another thing that kind of supports my case is, have you ever watched people on YouTube or anything, any kind of live streaming event? Have you ever watched when they have a face cam? Let's say somebody's playing a game, they're doing a live commentary and they have a face cam. 95% of the time, that face cam is going to be in the top left or top right of the screen. They're not going to put it in the bottom left. And that's because I think even they realize that when you have something like that that's going to overlay, you want it to be on the top and not the bottom. So, hopefully we'll be able to change it. I know that on the PC, there's probably a mod that will let you move that mini map wherever you want. Probably. But console players are going to be stuck. They're not going to be able to move that mini-map. It's still going to be on the bottom left. And for me, I would much rather have it up on the top somewhere. The top left, the top right. So go ahead and give me your thoughts on that. Do you agree or do you disagree? Do you like it in the bottom left, or would you like to see it in the top left or top right? Next, I want to talk about the developers, because it seems like they have a different mission for this game. They don't seem to be focusing too much on the graphics, let's say. They want to focus more on the experience of the game. And I know a lot of people are worried, but when you look at the graphics on this gameplay right here, the graphics, I think they look great. So if their focus isn't on graphics and the graphics still look great, I don't see how that's a bad thing. I think that's a good thing. And here's a good example of that. In the campaign, you know, someone that's with you, that's in your crew, that's in your squad, he goes down, he's under a rock. And to get him out of there, we're given the choice to chop off his leg. And you're literally gonna have to do it yourself. You're gonna have to press a button to do it. You're not just gonna watch what's happening on screen. You're not just gonna put the controller down and watch a cutscene. You're not just gonna have to go AFK, away from your keyboard, away from the mouse, and just let it do what it's gotta do. You're gonna have to be there and assist. And it makes it a little bit more emotional because you feel like you're there, you feel like you're experiencing it.
We gotta go.
Is he dead?
He's not dead, he's just passed out. You're the combat lifesaver, man. You should know this, Pat.
It was like a 3-hour course.
I think adding that human touch or adding that experience is a good idea, because the first time I saw it and everybody else that was there saw it, we were like, okay. You're really gonna chop off the leg? Like, seriously? Like, you're thinking about it and it's in your head. It seems more real. It seems like you're there. It's crazy. So if you're interested in watching the full 17 minutes to see what I got to see in the theater, then click the link in the description or the annotation. The only difference was that in the theater, we actually had subtitles. So as everybody's talking, you could read the subtitles. On this footage, the subtitles aren't there. So that's really the only difference. And of course, we were in the theater, so the sounds were flawless. All the sounds were perfect. When you hear glass break, when you hear bombs going off, explosions, when the helicopter scrapes on the ground, on the highway, on the rooftop, you can hear it scrape. The sound team, whoever did the sound for this game, they must have been grinding. They must have been really working hard to get that sound right, because it makes you feel like you're there. And with the first person view, you know, I thought that that helicopter was crashing right before my eyes, because it sounded like it was. It looked like it was. The way everything crumbles and blows up looked perfect. So I believe that's why in the campaign they want to have more of those moments where you're interacting with these scenes, where you're chopping off somebody's leg, or, you know, there's going to be a lot more moments like that. Who knows what they're going to be, but so far it's looking good. So that's it for the video. I just showed pure gameplay, none of the cutscenes. Since we didn't have subtitles, I felt like, why show cutscenes? Just show the gameplay. And if you want to watch the full thing with the cutscenes, go ahead and click the link and you'll be able to see it. But I'm signing out. I will have some videos coming out talking about my experience being there in San Francisco. I got some vlog footage if you're interested in that. So that'll be coming soon. But thanks for watching.
That's a real shitty job of reminding me of home.